9 in Nima County. This is the Truth Breakfast Show. Good morning to all of you listening. Thanks for your patience. My name is O'Neill, and Mr. Team here, Maka Davis, and of course, our colleague from Joy 101.5, Emmanuel Dazi. I'm sure we're going to have a great time until 10 o'clock this morning. Yes, so we have in studio Commissioner Patrick Honnah of the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. We're here to talk about the LTA and some other trending issues. Yes, good morning to you. Welcome to the TBS.
A great pleasure. What are you?
Yeah. In fact, I mean, all journalists, right? Yeah. So, Maka first, hold on. That's it. You on the screen, right? Yes, Maka, go ahead. Then that's will come through.
Yes, again, it's good for us to have Patrick here this morning. I mean, first, let me appreciate him for coming up quickly to, provide information to the Liberian public. So, yes, we hope to have a great time together.
Yes, that's it now. Welcome.
So certainly, journalists now on the strange ground. So let me say good morning to our listeners. Of course, we hope to have a good interaction, and of course, we'll talk about the LTA and some of its development.
Yes, so let us officially introduce now. Used to be the face of the Truth Breakfast Show. Sometimes because of music, you say when the guys know what tomorrow brings. But Patrick Honnah, yes, good morning. Welcome to the TBS.
Now I can answer it. Thank you so kindly. I do appreciate the fact that you guys extended me this invitation. I thank Joy FM2 for relaying this presentation and all the online television stations that are here. Thank you so kindly. It's a great pleasure being here.
Great. How's the LTA?
I hope the quality of my voice is good, as we usually say on radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
How's the LTA?
Yeah, so the LTA is okay. Let me first of all say that I am not here to speak on behalf of the LTA on certain issues, because the LTA will definitely do an official response. But again, the LTA is good. We're doing well. We just signed 2 regulations.
Okay.
And if you may, I can run through what those regulations are. The first regulation is, of course, the numbering regulation and the VAS regulation. So what the numbering regulation is...
The numbering what?
The first regulation is called the numbering regulation.
Okay.
It's actually establishing a system for managing all telecommunication numbers, including short codes, 2211, for example, 3344, those short codes. Now, in the past, mobile network operators controlled the pricing of those short codes, and that was often leading to high fees. Now, the Acting Board of Commissioners has signed that regulation, which will take over the management of that process for fair access for everyone, and clear guidelines. It will also be an opportunity to give them an opportunity to explore their strength in the business. So we're proud of that. The second regulation signed recently was a wholesale access to telecommunication networks for value-added services. So it's called for short VAS, V-A-S.
Okay.
And that requires the MNOs to sort of offer cost-based access to businesses that use short codes. And the transition period of 3 months has been put into place for those regulations, to actually come into full force, although they're currently into full force. So that's a positive news from the Liberia Telecommunications Corporation. We're proud of that. I'm also pleased to say that the Acting Board of Commissioners, through our chairperson, signed an MOU with the Central Bank of Liberia last week to help small businesses in the mobile money market. And what this means is this partnership will help ensure fair, easier, and safer access
for the two companies, the 2 GSM companies.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's where we are with some of those regulations. I must also say that we have a team currently in Lofa County. That team was in Riverside County recently, and after Lofa County, the team will proceed to Sino County, there is a program at the Liberia Telecommunications Authority called Universal Access. And what that means is providing access to underserved and unserved people, population. So most of the times these mobile companies you hear in the rural areas, they tell you, well, we can get access to internet, we can get access to calls and all of that, because in a small village of about 250 persons, maybe 100, in a small village, for example, people who deserve access to telecommunications are being deprived because mobile companies would usually want to profit make in these areas. So under universal access, MNOs pay a particular percentage of their gross annual revenue to the Universal Access Fund, and that is used to construct, like in this particular case, not limited to towers, but it's used to construct towers in the underserved and for unserved people. So the team has gone all the way to Lofa County to identify a site. The team was in Riverside County. The team has already identified a site. We have a company that, of course, we inherited, a company that has already installed 12 towers. They are looking to install the remainder of 3 towers to make it 15 towers in the 15 counties. So they've installed 12. There are 3 more counties. That's Sino County, that's Riverside County, and Lofa County. So those 3 towers will be installed, and we will do a formal dedication of those 3 towers for those people in those areas. So the MNOs will hook up to those towers, and people automatically in those areas will have access to internet, and you name it. So that's where we are with that.
What have been the feedback? I mean, visiting the counties. Let's hear the feedback. Are you talking about all of this great innovation from LTA?
Only you won't believe. People are excited, and I must say that I watched a video of some people in the southeastern part of our country. They were leaping, jumping, and yelling, shouting, "Oh, we got signal now. We got signal." It just says how much we have to do to expand access to our people. In other countries, their entire landscape have got access to telecommunications. It's a challenge in Africa, to tell you the truth. And that is why under this Universal Access Program, we're trying to reach all of those gaps, those dead zones, but not only for installation of towers, but it can be e-commerce, e-agriculture, and all of that. And we're exploring ways, maybe perhaps next year, to see how we can diversify in that regard.
Great. So we hope to make this interview on a roundtable one. So Maka will come in, then of course Dazi is Truth FM, Joy FM, and all of affiliate radio stations, online platforms, all viewing us live on the Truth Breakfast Show this morning.
Yes. So Mr. Honnah, thank you for giving us update of some of the activities the LTA is doing. For the sake of people who are following the interview, you care to just give us, as established by the legislature, what are function responsibilities of the LTA?
Okay, so I just forgot about this before I come to the LTA is the regulator. Let me just put it that way. The LTA is the regulator, and that is our function, basically. Before, you may recall that there were more than 2 MNOs. You had Labor Cell, you had Comion, you have which turned to Novaphone,
MTN,
MTN, and Orange, and Liptelco. Well, Liptelco came on later on. So yeah, but now we have 3. We have Liptelco, we have MTN, and we have Orange. So what many people don't know is that there are 2 other licenses for MNOs that were given. I repeat, before we took over, we met on the books 2 other licenses for MNOs that were given. From the time those licenses were given up to this time, those MNOs are not established. So MNOs are the mobile network operators.
Yes, okay.
So similar to Lone Star, to Orange. So there is Jam Cell. There should have been something called Jam Cell and Star Cell.
Okay.
But took the licenses, and up to this time, up to this moment, they haven't, so the Liberia Telecommunications Authority is engaging these license holders to sort of establish the cost and all of that. But I wanted to go back to something that is going to be unprecedented, hopefully launched this month or next month. And that is called the Consumer Protection Regulation. And I want to take some time to explain what this means.
Is it consumer what?
Consumer Protection Regulation. This is, in my opinion, unprecedented. This is the first time in the history of our country that consumers in the telecommunications sector are going to have a sort of regulations guiding MNOs. Okay, so I was on the trip to Bombing County and we had a public hearing. And in fact, right now, what is happening is public hearings with people in the rural areas, with stakeholders, and getting feedback from the MNOs, so that when we come up with these regulations, they know what it's all about, they contribute to it, and the public is aware. So that means we have to do massive publicity for this consumer protection regulation. I'm just looking at a text message, not necessarily a text message, but something on social media. I say, oh, you got to talk when you call, and the thing come down, the signal can just drop, and all of that. Somebody else came to our office and said the WhatsApp number, and I have to say this, you know WhatsApp, right?
Okay.
Somebody went to one of those MNOs, mobile companies, and for some reason, the person's number was active. Okay. The person who came to complain, the person's number was active. Pay attention to this. It's very important.
Very live.
The person's number was active. But then, somebody, for some reason, went to one of those MNOs and registered the person's active number and said, well, my SIM card lost. My SIM card lost. And when they gave the person that number, the person reported, and I will say allegedly, because our team is investigating this. The person allegedly inserted the new SIM in his phone, his or her phone, and activated WhatsApp on that new SIM number. So automatically what happens? The WhatsApp number on the original person's phone
is still valid.
Becomes invalid. No,
yeah.
When you activate WhatsApp on somebody on another phone.
So
he
received all the messages.
All the messages of the other person just went straight to the other person. Now they came to file a formal complaint to our consumer desk, and LTA is picking that up with the particular MNO involved. Because before you obtain a SIM card, that SIM card has to be registered. Yep. And you have to take a photo. They require an identification card. So that's something to look out for. So this set of consumer protection regulation, once approved and signed by the board of the Board of Commissioners, will come into full force, and consumers will be protected for the first time. I always say in the United States, Colgate. Somebody went and bought Colgate toothpaste. And the Colgate toothpaste was a little, I don't want to say expired, but a little very thick. So the person saw it and said, no, but then I got to take they took the company to court. And the person was able to win huge sums. So basically, consumers have rights. And you'll be amazed to find out what the people in the rural areas say about some of these things. There's also something that was signed by the previous board, and we're enforcing, called the Quality of Service Regulation. Quality of service. So the signal drop. Oh, we call in and the signal has a problem. Quality of service. So there is a regulation in force for that. And we have a joint team from various departments now doing a full assessment on implementation of the MNOs of that regulation.
Great.
Go ahead, Darcy.
Yeah, so I'd like us to stay with these consumer regulations on things more, because it affects all of us. You talked about a policy to be signed and eventually we'll get into full so that we benefit with the consumer at the end of the day. But I'm concerned about the monitoring
Consumer.
aspect. Yeah, I'm concerned about this particular thing that has to do with the monitoring aspect, because oftentimes when we have these, you see somebody call and say, "My man, oh, I just put that at TV," you know. So it is concerning. I like for all to stay with that a little bit so that the people out there will understand how the whole consumer issue will be like.
So the monitoring aspect is basically on the MNOs.
Okay.
Our job as a regulator is to ensure that they comply with the provisions in their licenses. And so we do it in all the regulations that we sign as well. So, but we have a department as well that does these monitoring as well to ensure that these people are in full compliance with what is happening. So I agree with you that consumers may have issues sometimes, and there will always be issues. There will always be issues at different levels. But when these issues happen, the LTA is putting up a short code. Now, that short code number, in the coming months or so, you will see billboards, giant-sized billboards with short codes. Okay. And those short codes will be directly for call service at the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. So if you have an issue, for example, you just dial that short code and boom, you have a consumer agent who will respond to you.
Is there service charge or not?
I am not sure of this as yet. I need to verify the service charge, but I'm sure by the time the short codes, you worry about the service charge.
Amen.
So by the time the short codes are out, we'll duly inform the public whether there will be service charges or not.
Okay. Let's go back a little bit. Since taking over, let's talk about the challenges. Are there some challenges that this current acting commissioner met on both Liberians care to listen up, all ears, those who are watching, the viewers, so eager to know?
Yeah. There will always be challenges. I mean, given the way we took over just in May. We're only 3 months.
How long ago? 3 months.
3 months going to 4 months.
Okay.
Okay,
we'll come to the noise issue. 3 months. Okay, sir. 3 months.
That 3 months now. Yeah, 3 months now.
Okay. Since taking over.
So yeah, since taking over, we've had different issues. We have had administrative issues that we've had to deal with, and we still have to deal with. And again, I will not go into the specifics of that, but of course, administrative issues. We've also had technical issues. The building, what some of you may have, I know you went to the building some time ago. I think when the whole thing was happening, you were at it.
Okay.
The structure there was acquired, I think, during the term of Angela Weeks, so before the previous Board of Commissioners. And, we thought that place does not represent the Telecommunications Authority. We're in Ghana, we saw the National Communications Authority, which is the equivalent of the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. And if you see the structure, I mean, you come to think about it, and you go to the Liberia Telecommunications Authority, everybody is jammed up in one place and all of that. So hopefully we address that as soon as possible. The headquarter project is ongoing, and we're looking at addressing this particular issue of the challenge of space and a decent working environment, because sometimes the place you work determines your output. So we're looking into that.
Great. So let's go to the big one. I mean, they're taking the entire social media. Yes. So we have to go to it. Yes.
Only I know we'll go there, but I know we'll go there, but I want for Paddy to respond to this issue very quickly. On the same folks of these challenges that we're talking about. And you being a regulatory body, when some of the institutions, media institutions, they're using the same frequency, and that has been a problem. And I think we need to address this. You'll see one media institution using the same frequency in the other part of the country, they use the same. How do you people go about this?
Now I have to seek permission from the Commissioner of Engineering, Commissioner Clarence Massafre, but I think I can talk a bit about this. So you may recall that recently the acting board of commissioners called a news conference to announce 2 categories of radio stations that were non-compliant with our licensing regime, and also radio stations that did not even request authorization from the Liberia or frequency from the Liberia Telecommunications Authority, but just put up, put the transmitter on, put some kind of frequency there, and started broadcasting. Now, some of the radio stations have been coming. I know Truth FM did a communication to the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. I know Sky FM. I know OK FM. I know, I think I saw Kings FM's communication. No, not was that Kings FM or what's the station? Freedom. Yeah,
FM.
Yeah, I saw Freedom FM. So basically, they're writing to find out what is their charge, how do they honor their charge, and be in compliance with what we're talking about. Now, there is another category of radio stations, and that category of radio stations is the category, and I'm saying this, looking at everybody in the room.
Okay, you gotta be careful.
I will take my time because that category of radio stations is the category that suggests that radio stations just keep on, put their transmitter, and you all know how it works.
And broadcast.
And started broadcasting.
Okay.
That's sad. That's ridiculous. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. I remember I had an issue with acquiring frequency before,
The function FM.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but we went to the proper authorities. We went to the Liberia Telecommunications Authority. They granted us frequency. We went to the Ministry of Information. They granted us authorization because you want to operate legally. And I will use this medium to urge all of our colleagues, my friends in the media, to sort of regularize your statuses, your radio station statuses. Yeah. So basically, that's just it for that.
Great. Yes. Let's go to the big one now that is trending on the social media. I'm a little bit confused. There are 5 commissioners down there, but all the fingers I just pointed out, Patrick Honnah.
Why do you think so?
Yeah, well, probably you could be a popular man. But I want you to put this up. As journalists, we have done our own fast checking. Harry, can you please put this on the screen? This is your net. Well, how come I'm seeing that, Patrick Honnah, your net pay is 15K from what I'm seeing here. This is 4,000.
You say my net, what?
Your actual net is, okay? Your actual net is $4,952.47, all right? But what is circulated on the social media, former representative Akaras Gray came out and had a post say, you earn 15,000 as a net pay, and this is far from what I'm saying. Why, Patrick? The rest of the commissioners are not being mentioned.
Well, the way I like to respond to this, and again, this is my personal view. One of the reasons why I will respond to this is because I know a lot of people say, "Oh man, just leave it." But as a media person myself, I know how rumors thrive. And I also know how half-truths hurt. And I also know how if you don't nip it as quickly as possible, it goes and people will believe it, and then you have to live with that stigma and all of that. So let me just say that there is nothing called 15,000, and I want to put up this open challenge to anybody. So what you've seen down there is my August pay slip.
Yes.
And as public officials, people would say, "Oh, Mama, why are you showing salary then? I pressure nothing." But no, not for me. Especially at this point, as public officials, there is nothing we should hide. So basically, that's what you see.
Yes.
What do you see there?
Yes. So we managed to get this. This is
the net
is 4,952.
Okay, so that is what
952.
So my account, that one hit my account. The August pay year. This is what hit my account. But let me just say this. Now, this salary you see we're making, and people talk about the benefits. This salary you see we're making is a product of what we termed or what we perceived as harmonization, that took place during the previous administration. I repeat, Not a single dime, not a single cent since we took over 3 months ago, not 6 months, not 7 months, not 8 months, 3 months ago, not a single dime has been added to what you're seeing down there. So what you're seeing down there, plus the benefits, whether it's trash cards, whether it's gasoline, and all of that, were exactly what the previous commissioners were receiving. So it's a product of the harmonization.
Okay.
Now, if that was the harmonization and people are complaining, and the very people who claim to have harmonized the pay are complaining, and there is no justification for this, people are complaining, then you know the harmonization was not harmonization. The harmonization was, if I can borrow any word, or if I can make a word, transferization.
Okay.
Hmm?
So your net year, your net year
I'm making a word.
Your net year is 4,950.
Yeah, I'm coming to that point. Exactly, exactly. So I am creating a word.
Okay. Be careful before you create a word like 12.
Yeah.
Delicious. Before you can't tell financial delicious.
So what we make is a product of the harmonization. That's a pay that they say they harmonized. So we came 3 months ago in May. What we saw. It's like taking over from a Truth FM as manager or so. And you get to an office. Regardless of who goes to that office, it can be you, it can be any other person going to that office. When you go to the office, they tell you, say, this is your salary and your benefit for this office, right? So I needed to establish that, but not a single dime, because somebody texted me and said, "Ma'am, some people carry rumor that, oh, you're added." That's not true. But again, people believe what they want to believe. And this is society we find ourselves in. I want to thank the Liberian people. I want to thank all those who are flagging this, even people in the opposition. I want to thank all those from the rescue team who are flagging this.
You feel disturbed, you feel trouble.
No, I don't.
You see yourself trailing on social media. In each app, you pop Patrick Honnah back and forth.
I don't. I take, you know, when you're occupying this, the position I find myself in, I mean, you know, I'm not the chairperson, or I'm not the only commissioner there, but my picture is all over, and I can understand why. The Liberian people hold us in high esteem, and they want us to live up to that standard that we ourselves said we're going to live up to. And I appreciate that.
Okay.
And this is exactly what we are doing, living up to the standard. And I'll tell you how. So, over the last 6 years, and people say, oh, don't go back, but it's important to know where this all started, right? It's important to know where this all started, because as I said, we just took over
3 months.
3 months ago. So over the last 6 years, this pay was harmonized, and this is what was allotted each commissioner. So we took over as acting commissioners. Now, whether it's tomorrow or day after tomorrow, President Bouaka decides that, okay, you're acting town Fini, I'm going to appoint real commissioners. It's his prerogative, because the appointing power decides just that. And we're acting. We don't have tenure. We're acting. So, what is it that we're doing? I want to say that it is good that this is coming out. And it's coming out at a time where people are now holding public officials accountable. Unlike in the past, over the last 6 years, you didn't even know who are making to LTA. You know who are making LTA.
So let me ask you this basic question as journalist, right?
It's important that
this is very important. Conclude.
I won't conclude on this one. I won't call names, but Mr. Gray did not tell us that you were making. For 12 freaking years. 12 years. This man right now is jobless. He's jobless. Imagine sitting on your phone, just posting. This man posts 61 times a day.
You mean talking about Kara's grade?
Yes. He posts 61 times a day. Every day he posts. Because what he's trying to do, he's trying to present a picture to the very rescue people, to present a picture to the people of Liberia, that, okay, so many people say they can do it. The same thing we used to do. How sad. The same thing we used to do. You didn't say we used to do it better. And the people say they're going to do it better than us. But you say the same thing we used to do, they're doing the same, like the picture you want. This is not for me. I see this, besides just the attack on my person, but I see this as an attack on the administration. Because people are trying to make sure that they present a picture that the administration came and said they were going to do this, but they ain't doing it. That's the whole politics of this. But besides the politics, there is also the patriotism.
You confirm that this $4,952 is your net income. This is a list of what they call other benefits that they calculated to be around 11 to 12,000. They said transport.
It dropped to 11 to 12,000 now.
So this is what is calculated here. It says transport allowance $1,572, scratch card $300, operational gas $1,000, housing $1,200, generator gas $3,622, totaling some $6,794. What can you say about this?
Okay, thank you very much. Now at least it's dropping, right? Now, I want to say that that figure is incorrect. That figure is incorrect. First of all, somebody posted that I have a vehicle, an assigned vehicle. Go look at the car, bro. You know the car I've been using. I know you guys.
Do you have an assigned vehicle for LTA?
Also, I pack it, but I'll never use it in my life again, right?
I don't know when you intend to use
Look, you need to pick up the phone or just verify. You know, when people saying these things, we used to verify. And myself was sitting there in our seat before. We just try to verify whether it is the truth or it is outright lies intended to malign somebody's character. I do not have an assigned vehicle. And if you were to ask everybody down there, I clearly said when I went there, I said, me, I ain't riding any government car. Any car that I will get, I want to make sure that my own car. Because tomorrow, to tell you the truth, at LBS, when I was Deputy Director General at LBS, ask people at LBS, I used to have a vehicle labeled LBS2, right? Because it's Deputy Director for Broadcasting. So I will leave that vehicle, get on bike. By the time I reach to the entrance, the vehicle will enter, the men will be thinking, say, I don't want. By the time I reach to the entrance, they will say, oh, Chief. I said, no, because there is a day coming. I will not use this car. And so immediately after the government changed, I returned the vehicle. I did not even put my hand in that buy back. Hey, you know that thing what people are doing, buy back. I did not. And I don't want to. I don't want it. So they gave also 2 routers. You need to ask people. 2 routers they gave. And they've been giving 2 routers. 2 routers for a commissioner. I told my people, how can I use these routers and you don't have access to, quality internet? So as I speak to you, those routers are in the office, in my department for my people. I double dare anybody to go and check this. Some of that gas you see down there are allotted for the department. So the way it works is each commissioner heads a department. Okay. So so those things fall under a commissioner's budget.
Which department you had?
But Consumer Affairs, Universal Access. Okay. But be it as it may, right? Because I don't intend to justify anything. I am not a supporter of somebody making 15,000. I do not support it. I want to make it very clear here.
Okay.
Me.
Okay.
I do not support somebody making 15,000. And I am not making 15,000 because I criticized it. And I'm not making 15,000. So the government of Liberia will announce the president's directive as regards this, holistically. But this tells you that the problem is greater than what you think, right? So in our case, we have tried as much as possible. The first thing when we talk over, there is a bold resolution that says clearly we will cut down our benefits. And I want to announce that Patrick Honnah, we will cut down our benefits. Okay. We will do it. In fact, the process is on.
Okay. So let me follow up with this.
I'm coming.
You cut down.
I'm coming. Now, if people in the past made these amounts and did not cut down theirs, they did not muster the courage, the audacity to dare to cut down their benefits, we will do it. And we've taken over just 3 months. Just watch. There is a whole plan that the government has to look at this process holistically. The government is working through the Bureau of State Enterprises, and it will announce that. There is the president's advisor, senior advisor, Dr. Honnah, who's head of state-owned enterprises, looking into this, and it's going to happen, my friend. It's going to happen to bring equilibrium. It's going to happen. There's no need for one person to make huge salaries and other people feel what they call. But at the end of the day, we have to do this holistically. And that is the point I want to make.
Okay, yeah. So I was doing a follow-up question. The past regime, people had 6 security. Do you have security assigned with you?
No, I don't.
6 securities.
Yes. Okay. So
the George Weah regime, the Board of Commission has 6 security.
I don't even have a single security.
You don't have a security.
I don't. And let me tell you that they told me to have it. So let me tell you the fun that happened. So they took 6 securities because there's a private security company. So 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening. I leave it to my own, I even get 1 security. I can say this on air, right? So they took the security to my house and some other commissioners that I know. We called the person who sent them. We said, "Oh, what happened? You just sent both our house like that." They said, "Oh, my man, chief, like your immunity, like this and that." I said, no. I don't want security to my house. They had generator.
I was just coming to that.
They had generator.
The past regime, the 15 kVA generator, which of them were given?
15 kVA, all of them.
You received?
They had generator. To anything, I haven't received a single generator, and I will not receive a generator. I will not.
Even if
I
it's
will not.
presented?
I will not receive it.
Keep saying
I don't want it.
is you,
Because
Patrick,
no, listen. I just said.
I mean, legitimate. Why are you rejecting them? I mean,
Okay.
These are the structure at the authority.
Okay, so they're legitimate. You're complaining about the legitimate thing, right?
Yeah, because this is what the public is raising, but then you are coming up to say we will cut.
Okay.
But you make it
So
appear like, well,
listen to what I'm saying. No. Hello. Don't try to belabor the point. Just take it easy, chief. Don't try to belabor the point. What I'm saying is, this is going to be a holistic approach led by the government of Liberia. Clearly, it's going to be a holistic approach. I'm not going to make a decision by myself, but it's going to be a holistic approach. That's what I said. But I'm saying that we are very committed, and we decided, and we're very committed to ensuring that this is done, contrary to what the others did. We are going to do this. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And rest assured, we're going to do this. We will not make, because you see, we cannot fail. We cannot let our people down. We cannot. This is a huge challenge for all of us. And we have to be selfless. And I'm up for that challenge.
All right, so it's 7 minutes up to 9 o'clock. This is Truth FM, the Truth Breakfast Show with me, O'Neill, Maka, and then of course, Dasi. Joy FM is also relay. Let's flip the lines up and pick few calls up. The fact of the matter, with our own investigation, the 15K you're seeing that you say Patrick received monthly is 5 on true is $4,952. I mean, this is public record, so that's why as a reliable institution, we're announcing it to the public. But let's get the lines activated. You've been following up. Maka, you pick up the calls up
Yes.
from that end.
Yes, so we have 0770-202579 and we have 0777-285-961. Let's take the first caller this morning. Good morning.
Morning, Maka Davis and O'Neill Rabba, and good morning to the Commissioner of the LTA, Mr. Patrick Honnah. My name is Fode Mohammed Kakwe, political name, and I join you from Clara Town, the Movement for Intellectual.
Let's go to the point quickly. Others want to make their point. This is
Yeah.
introduction.
You see, Honorable Patrick, I listen to you. You have to be clear with the Liberian people. This thing should not be about you, Patrick Honnah. It should be an institutional matter. Whether the institution LTA will take the decision to reduce those benefits that you guys get, or you as individual Patrick Honnah will reduce your benefit. You have to be clear and let this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let me respond to that. Let me just respond to that.
Okay.
Now, if you listen to me, I was very clear. I did say that the government of the Republic of Liberia is looking into salaries and benefits of what? SOEs. Didn't I say that? And I said that it will be a policy. I also said that as an institution, we're also looking into that. So clearly, that's it.
Okay, let's pick up journalist John Wonder. Notwa, morning.
Morning, and Commissioner Honnah, morning, and the rest of the coalition there. Gentlemen, I just want you to give the benefit of the doubt to our colleague. He once upon a time sat to that seat, and he critiques a lot of people in terms of what is happening. He has given you his word. Let's watch and see whether it will be a no or not. Then we can pick up the issues. But on right now, let's wait and give you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
We'll give
thank
you
you.
the benefit of the doubt, but he will tell us how soon. Good morning. Morning.
Very soon.
The feedback, the feedback is so terrible.
Go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is Abraham Cisse. My question to the commissioner is that what are the hard intention of this deduction, or because they have come to public attention, that's why he's saying it?
That's a good
Okay.
one.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good.
That's a good question. Let me
Yeah, let us all just go through.
I think I need to wait. Just wait. You will respond to them. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
My name is Cousin Miles, and I call you from my current location.
What is current?
My current location is where I am now,
Okay, go ahead.
Florida district. And I got two questions for Honorable Hunter this morning. And the first one has to do with what is the system that have been put into place for the quarter benefit when it comes to what happens to all when there is no network? Because let me make this clear. There are times you will see that network is not good, call and text messages are not going. But when you recharge, the company take the money, they accept it, and when the time reaches, it gets expired without you using it, and they will keep telling there is no network. So what happens to our money that they take, and they are not replacing it when network has returned? That's one. Two, I want to say to Honorable Hunter, the question that was asked, the question that was asked by O'Neill, concerning his salary, we agree your net salary on the paper is $4,952. What happened to all of the benefits that were listed? Is it true that you are receiving those benefits or not?
Okay. Thank you. Is it true you have been receiving these benefits or not? Let's take this one for this other line. Good morning.
Good morning, Maga O'Neill, and let me say good morning to the Liberia people. My name is Forrest Joma, and I phoned me this morning from District to my GB. Let me say good morning to the studio guests. You know, the last time I listened to Mr. Honnah and Dominic Calvin, the last time you appeared, the tune I heard him, it's not the tune he's speaking in this morning. You know, the things have changed.
What's the tune?
I mean, the kind of tune, like, you know, you see that.
Okay, let's move on.
So
No,
go ahead, man.
remember talking about serious issues there too.
I think, which web?
We web.
Is a web. Up to now, Mr. Honnah, I'm not very reliable to the Liberian people as to what allegation of all the benefit and getting during the month is true or not. It's only so specific.
So everything he has explained here is not correct information?
Move on.
He's saying it's not information, right? But he's telling you look so much specific on the net salary. That's our point. We want you to also go to the issue of the benefit that we've been talking about because.
Thank you. Good morning.
But I need to respond to this.
Let me say good morning to O'Neill and your studio guest, Patrick. I'm Daniel Johnson from Habel Fire Soon. Let me appreciate you guys for the investigation carry on, and let me thank Patrick for coming to the media to make it sound clear. I think all state enterprises are government generating or prices that generate money for government. For me, I don't agree that they should make 15,000, but they should be have something paid because they are generating money. You not pay them go. That's where corruption can come from. But we don't agree. Then God Patrick and make it clear that you don't make any 15,000. So this is a country that we live in, God ability to take over the entire nation. Like he said, it is necessary to come to the public. But please, let someone say the issue of the chasing company taking our money when there's no network, and when they restore the network, we cannot get it back. I think you need to address Exactly.
All right.
But
Yes.
let me talk
Yeah.
small.
So yeah, let Patrick come in. It's 10 o'clock. We don't want to go further into our radio time. Yes. You listen up to calls. Yes. I mean.
Okay, so let me say this. On the issue of network and people complaining about challenges with the quality of service, if you listened earlier, I did say that there is a team that is that has been constituted, and that team is moving to doing a full assessment of the implementation of the quality of service regulation. So rest assured we're on that, and we will make sure we work with the MNOs to ensure the best quality of service. Now, if you keenly listen to me, I did say that this issue cuts across, and the government of Liberia is going to overhaul. And I'll thank all of you for raising this issue. I want to thank you for even the people in the opposition. We need to hold our public officials accountable. Now, all of us know that there are show everybody that this acting board, I want to assure everybody that the government that we supported will not sit down and continue what has been happening. Mind you, just 3 months. In 3 months, we are reviewing this. Just in 3 months, we are reviewing this. In 3 months, it took more than 1 year before they could do the quote-unquote perceived harmonization. So they were still making that salary before it took 1 year before they could do the perceived harmonization that caused this problem. So this was a trap, right? They set a trap, they leave, and all of them calling out, rating, say, explain. So you set this trap and you leave, but we'll deal with this trap. We'll deal with it head on. We will correct. We are fixing this issue. We will fix it, and the Liberian people will be very proud of us. I want to assure all of you, rest assured that our character remains intact, our integrity remains intact. This is just a smear political campaign from the people who are terribly afraid of us. That is why they keep on going with that, and we're not afraid of that. We know, we're quite aware of those attacks. So we are moving forward to fix this issue, and that's what I can say.
Great. Yes, let's do a roundtable. Darcy? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 10 o'clock. We're following the Joy FM radio time. Yes.
So I just want to say thank you, and it was a good discussion. The fact that Patrick has made it clarity, I think we go with that as the media community, and we look forward to the outcome that is expected.
Yes, from my end, thank you, Mr. Patrick Honnah, for coming up to the public safety to respond to some of these claims of all of these, the commissioners and the institution as a whole. For us, we believe that it is important for public officials to speak to some of these allegations that come out against them. Because if you delay, the people will spread what they have in their possession. So thank you for coming. Just that you did not give us the percentage of the pay cut you intend to take that day.
No, but it has to be, I keep on saying that it has to be done holistically. You want me to, you are just saying, oh, you want to take your personal decision, but it has to be done that way.
Okay.
You want me to can't tell you, okay, I'll do that.
As you close up.
So I'm going to cut from 4,000 to 1. I'm asking you, I'll cut the benefits, right?
Maybe we'll call Akara's grade to cut it for you. We'll call Akara's grade to cut it. As you close up, maybe in 30 seconds.
I want to thank you guys for affording me this opportunity. I thought this was necessary. We're moving ahead to do our work. I believe we've provided the clarity. I believe the government is approaching this from a holistic point of view. I believe my team, the team we have working, my colleagues are committed to ensuring that we do the right thing, and we will do the right thing. We are doing the right thing. I want to repeat, we are doing the right thing. We will not make you shame. We'll do the right thing. We'll change from what they said they were making. Because this is change, and change means change, so we will change. We'll change it.
The most popular man for the week.
Yeah,
on the social media.
My stock market. Your stock market go up. You see my
do a post right now before leaving studio. Trust me, you hate to one.
You know my what do you call it? My friend request.
Yes, that increase. Thank you so much. That's how I go on the TV at this point. It's been wonderful serving you breakfast since 7:30 on behalf of the entire team. So Maka Demi, Emmanuel Darcy. My name is Oni Roberts. We'll be back on tomorrow, same time. In the base of all, country first. Have a blessed Tuesday. Bye bye.
Okay, that's the voice of Mr. Patrick Honnah. So I will take a drive to show you the car that he's driving. Yeah. So you know, folks are saying that. So this is the car that Mr. Honnah is driving. This is his car. This is not a government assigned vehicle. This is personal a vehicle that he drives around. So, you know, folks are saying that he's using $50 million car, all the other things. So we just thought it wise in adding this also to show you the car that he's driving. This car is his personal vehicle. This is personal vehicle that he drives around, and he haven't been assigned any government vehicle yet. Any government vehicle haven't been assigned to him. So we just thought it wise in bringing you this also. Thanks so much for watching.